Has the Erling Haaland deal collapsed? Borussia Dortmund reluctant to sell Erling Haaland. They don't want to sell him late in the window. And Chelsea, they don't seem to be coughing up the money. We'll be delving into all the latest news and reports. We'll also be speaking about all the players returning for pre-season training next week. On Monday, Kovacic and Kante return. And on Tuesday, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Antonio Rudiger return. And of course, on the 1st of August, every single player, the first team member, will be back for pre-season training, ready for our Super Cup game against Villarreal on the 11th of August. We'll also be speaking about Tammy AA and of course the links to Arsenal. But before I do get into all of it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into this news daily video and starting off with the news story surrounding Erling Haaland. Now, according to David Ornstein, Borussia Dortmund are not aware of any potential swap deal with Chelsea for Erling Haaland. The German club's stance remains. The striker will neither be sold nor swapped. He is expected to stay with Borussia Dortmund this summer. As I move on to Simon Stone, very reliable, well-connected journalist to Manchester United and the Manchester clubs. Not so much reliable when it comes to Chelsea, but when it comes to Premier League news in general, he is relatively reliable. So yes, there is some credibility behind it. And he's stating that Borussia Dortmund have no interest in selling Erling Haaland this summer. Any club would be wasting their time trying to land a 20-year-old. There's not been any sort of official bid from Chelsea so far. So as it stands, things are not looking good. And of course, David Ornstein later confirmed the view from the people I speak to around Chelsea is that Borussia Dortmund are not going to sell. I think it's most likely that Erling Haaland will stay at Dortmund and leave next summer. Now, put it this way, as I always say, there's two sides of the coin. This either could be a media briefing, which I'll delve into in a second what that essentially means, or this could genuinely mean that Haaland will be staying at Dortmund. Now, I do fear it's the latter. And what I mean by this is Dortmund are very reluctant to sell. And I said this a few weeks ago. I said, we've seen how difficult it is to directly negotiate with Borussia Dortmund. We've seen it with this Jadon Sancho saga last summer. Manchester United was supposed to sign Sancho last summer. That deal never went through. It never materialised. Why? Because Dortmund, they set an asking price and they set a specific deadline. They said, by this specific deadline, you have to pay up £120 million. Manchester United thought they could wait until the deadline. They thought they could hassle. They thought they could negotiate it down. It doesn't work like that. Dortmund are very simple. You either pay up or you don't pay. Simple as that. They don't negotiate down. They don't do any of that. They're not going to get bullied into a price. You either pay the money that they want or you don't pay. Simple as that. And Manchester United, they learned the hard way when it came to the Sancho saga. And now it seems Chelsea are repeating their mistake. Now, of course, Sancho still moved to Manchester United. That deal was pretty much completed, but it happened a year later. Now, I'm fearful that this could happen again. The same situation could repeat. We know what Dortmund wants. Dortmund won €175 million. Now that equates to about £150 million. So Dortmund won £150 million on the table. They don't want players involved. They just want straight cash and they're not willing to negotiate down. Chelsea are trying to haggle the price. They're trying to raise the funds first. That's why we sold Mark Guehi. That's why we're trying to sell Tammy Abraham first. We're trying to get all the outgoings out so that of course we can release all these wages. We can make room for the wage structure. And of course we can make room in our squad for a superstar signing like an Erling Haaland. Now, as I said, Dortmund won 150. Chelsea are not willing to pay 150. Do Chelsea have 150? Of course we do. We are backed by a multi-billionaire owner in Roman Abramovich. Of course we do have the money to splash. The question is, are Chelsea willing to splash? Let's not forget, his release clause kicks in next summer. £68 million. So for me, it'd be unrealistic to spend 150 when he'd be going next summer for less than half of that. So, as I said, it's a sticky situation. And the other problem Chelsea have right now is a deadline. As I record this video, it's the 16th of July. The transfer window closes, I believe, around beginning of September. However, Dortmund are not going to sell in the last week of the window. Fabrizio has confirmed this morning that Dortmund have a deadline. They're not going to sell in the last week of the window. Dortmund want them to hurry up. If they are going to sign Haaland, they need to hurry up because, of course, when they sell Haaland, they need to sign a replacement. They can't just let go of one of the best generational talents and then not replace him at all because that's going to hinder Dortmund. So you have to look at it from different perspectives. Now, the other situation which I mentioned at the beginning of this video is the media briefing. This could potentially be a media briefing where the English journalists then put out these stories that it's not going to happen, Haaland staying at Dortmund, but secretly behind the scenes, Chelsea is still pursuing a deal. We've seen this before. We saw it with the Sancho saga just this summer, really. We saw it with the Kai Havertz. You get these media briefings where they essentially release these reports. Clubs essentially they force these narratives that, oh, we're not going to go after him, it's done, we're forgetting about the deal, it's not realistic, it's not financially possible. But then secretly behind the scenes they're contradicting because they're going after a player, and then 2-3 weeks down the line you find that actually Chelsea were actually working on the deal for Haaland. So this could be a media briefing. Now I hope and pray it is a media briefing, because if you don't sign Haaland, and the fact that Fabrizio has already confirmed that Chelsea will 100% sign a striker, if we're not signing Haaland and Lukaku's staying into Milan, that indicates to me that we're going to be panic buying. And that is the last thing you want to be doing. Because if you panic buy, you give this vibe of unsettlement. Of course, Thomas Tuchel has just won you the Champions League. Do you really want him to get him? Do you really want to get him a 3rd/4th fiddle striker? We've gone down this path before. We've seen it with Kepa. We panic bought Kepa, and look, we're still paying the consequences for that. We panic bought Drinkwater, Zappacosta. We're still paying the price. These guys are still on the books. We're still paying their goddamn wages. Are we really going to go down that path again? For me, it's simple as that. You either pay up or you move on. There's still time to look at other targets. There's no point haggling. You come to last week of the window and you find that actually we're not going to buy Haaland, and you've got 1 week of the window left and you go and panic buy. For me, I don't want a scenario like that. I don't want to repeat that mistake again. For me, you decide now. Are you going to pay Haaland because Dortmund aren't budging? They're not going to negotiate down. Are you putting the 150 million on the table? If you're not, cool, move on now. We've still got 6 weeks of the window left where you can still manoeuvre. You've got time to look at other targets. It's as simple as that. So I am getting a bit concerned. But of course, as I said, let's just wait and see. Let's be patient. Hopefully, Chelsea are doing stuff behind the scenes. And listen, the Mark Guehi yesterday proves that not many journalists know what's actually going on at Chelsea. Not many people know what's going on. So I think it's good to sometimes be patient as well. Let's just see what happens. As I said, things change every day. Football changes very quickly, especially with transfer news. I'm still relatively optimistic that we can sign Haaland. I think that this could potentially be a media briefing. But let's just wait and see. What are your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below? Leave them down. And let's move on to another story. And of course, that is Tammy Abraham. Matt Laws confirmed yesterday that Arsenal are intensifying their interest in Tammy Abraham. Well, other clubs that are interested are, of course, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, Aston Villa and West Ham. Numerous other European clubs interested in signing Tammy Abraham. Now, Arsenal's an interesting one for me. Tammy Abraham is actually an Arsenal fan. This is interesting to me because, of course, Arsenal have already got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, they've already got Alexander Lacazette, they've got Eddie Nketiah. So for me, for Arsenal to sign Tammy, 2 things have to happen. One, they have to sell one of their strikers. So this would happen late in the window. And I'll tell you why this would have a massive consequence on the Haaland situation. Arsenal would have to sell one of their strikers. It's not going to be Aubameyang due to his profile and due to the fact the amount of wages that he's on. So it's going to be one of Lacazette and Nketiah. Most likely going to be Nketiah for them to free up wages and space for Tammy Abraham. And secondly, Chelsea's asking price is around £40 million. So would Arsenal be willing to pay £40 million for Tammy Abraham? That is another question that's going to remain to be seen. Now, the reason why I'm saying this will have consequences on the Haaland deal is because I believe that Chelsea are trying to get rid of players and sell Tammy to raise the funds to go and sign Haaland. So if Tammy Abraham happens late in the window, then that's going to affect our business of Haaland. So let's just wait and see. Arsenal are not the only club interested. We know Inter Milan are interested, Borussia Dortmund, Villa, West Ham. So let's just wait and see what happens with that one. But it's pretty certain, I'm pretty confident now Tammy Abraham will be sold. He's not in Thomas Tuchel's plans. We can sell him to raise funds. It makes perfect sense. It's great for all parties. He gets first team football. Chelsea are happy. For me, it's perfect. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But let's move on to the final news, and it is in regards to the first team. As I said at the start of the video, pre-season's already started with all the loanees returning, and of course the players that didn't participate in the Euros or got knocked out in the group stage have returned for pre-season training. However, on Monday, Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante returned for pre-season training because France and Croatia got knocked out in the round of 16. They make a return on Monday. Tuesday, Havertz, Antonio Rudiger and Timo Werner make a return again. They got knocked out in the round of 16. They return on Tuesday. And then the rest of the squad, the rest of the first team return on the 1st of August, which is exactly 15 days away. So again, it's really interesting with that one. With the rest of the first team returning, that means they would have returned 10 days before our first competitive game against Villarreal in the Super Cup. And for me, we have to win that. I've never witnessed Chelsea win a Super Cup. We've never won a Super Cup in the Roman era. It's about bloody time we win this. We lost against Athletic in the Super Cup, we lost against Liverpool, and then we lost against Bayern Munich. enough is enough now. We have to win this bloody Super Cup. Yeah, and what better opportunity against a poor Villarreal team? So for me, it's going to be interesting. All the players returning for pre-season, and hopefully Chelsea actually get some signings in. But let's wait and see what happens with that one. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on each topic that I did speak about. But that is me wrapping up the news area, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.